everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Amanda. If you are new here and it's your first time, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing kind of another current household with a sim named Maeva that I recently made, and I fell in love with her. She lives here in the Spice District of San Myshuno, and we're going to get started with an apartment tour of her place. So let's hop right in. We first enter Maeva's apartment. She has a little entryway right here. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, so no space for like a foyer or a laundry room or anything like that. So she just has her laundry tucked off here to the side. We have some exposed brick because I wanted the apartment to have an industrial style to it. I like to imagine that a lot of the apartments in the Spice District would be lofts. It would be really cool if we actually got another city world that could more accurately represent that, but it would be cool if we had another city world in general to be completely honest, but we worked with what we got. To imagine that the Spice District has more of that industrial style though, so that's what I was going for with her apartment. She has these big open windows here, lots of nice air coming in, and through here we have her bathroom. The bathroom has a little bit of an awkward shape to me because of the way I divided up the space, but it's fine. I more so wanted the open floor plan and the living room and the kitchen. So the bathroom is just kind of tucked off here to the side. Then through here we have her bedroom. She is an artist, so she has artwork all over her apartment. Some of it painted by her. Some of it I like to imagine is painted by other artists that she admires. She still has boxes she hasn't opened. Here we have her desk set up overlooking the city square, I guess you could call it, and she has Discord open. I like to imagine that maybe kind of games online a little bit, maybe some Overwatch. I love Overwatch a lot, so sometimes I like to imagine that my Sims do too. Then she has her easel and painting set up over here in the corner. And on her dresser over here, she has some of her favorite things, her drawing tablet when she does digital art, a bear to remind her of home, some loose change. She doesn't have much money. And on the wall, she has some postcards, not of places that she's been to, but of places I like to imagine that she wants to visit. Maeva comes from a small town and would like to travel the world, but for now these are just postcards that she collected from her job as a convenience store attendant back home. We are in Create a Sim, and this is Maeva Coulson, and her road traits are adventurous, creative, and socially awkward. She also rode the outdoor enthusiast aspiration as well. Athletic wear is so cute to me. I love this set. I think it's by Serenity, I'm pretty sure. Back in game, I'm actually going to have her get something to eat because she's pretty hungry. She doesn't have high cooking skill, but a little bit more about Maeva. Maeva Coulson is a 24-year-old aspiring artist who is new to the Spice District in San Myshuno. After growing up in Willow Creek, she knew that if she ever wanted to leave her job as a convenience store attendant for good and pursue her dream of being a traveling artist, she would have to make a big move. She has always been shy and has struggled to make friends, but she's not willing to let that stop her anymore. After receiving some financial help, she packed up all of her belongings and moved into the city, where she hopes to enroll in art school and wants to hone her skills and get noticed by bigger artists. At least she was lucky enough to get an apartment with a nice bedroom view, despite her space being small. She's already received some small attention from a well-off professor who admires her determination. The boost of confidence has given her a new sense of freedom, she will admit, but the city is not cheap and nothing is free. As you guys can see here, she only has $497 to her name, and she doesn't have have any financial support from family. She doesn't have anyone else to fall back on. And so she does wonder if she's going to be able to make it here. She's okay with being called May by those she holds close to her, but to other people who are just acquaintances, she prefers to be called Maeva. And as you guys saw, she has the adventurous, creative, and socially awkward trait. And her main goal in life is to see her artwork in the local art museum here, hung up on walls where everyone can come see things that she created. Now when we go into her relationship panel, you can see that she only knows 2 other Sims here. This is her landlord, she does not count. She knows Leandro, who we're going to see, and she knows Robin Ledford as well, who we are also going to see. To imagine that these are not the universities in Brightchester, but instead are universities here in San Myshuno. Now she only has $422 to her name. We go ahead and check on all of that paperwork that she has to get submitted. It says Maeva's university application is on its way. The university will look over the application and mail the results back sometime in the next few days. 2 other Sims that Maeva knows live here in Uptown. So Maeva lives in the Spice District, which is the more affordable area, but the 2 other Sims she knows are a lot more wealthier than she is, and the first one we're going to meet is named Leandro. We are here at Leandro's luxury apartment here in Uptown San Myshuno. Leandro Campos is a 30-year-old fine arts professor and a well-traveled artist. As the only son of successful immigrants, he grew up never going without, and after the passing of his parents, he inherited their gorgeous penthouse located in Uptown San Myshuno. He first noticed Maeva when he saw one of her paintings on his Instagram Explore page, and he reached out to her. At first, she didn't respond. She was nervous and didn't know what to say. Remember, she is socially awkward, but he continued to reach out after every post. After getting through to her with his laid-back, goofy conversation, she finally responded. After learning that she had no family support, he offered to help her get set up in a less refined area of San Myshuno than he himself lives in, the Spice District. He's been known to be ever so slightly possessive of his loved ones, but only because he cares about them. Okay, maybe he could use a little bit of counseling, but nothing wrong with him wanting to help an aspiring artist if he has the means, right? He's just happy to see Maeva flourish and reach her full potential. We're here in cast with Leandro, and as you can see, he has the geek trait, the genius trait, and a goofball trait. Here's all of his outfits. He also has the nerd brain aspiration as well. And as I said, he knows Maeva because he saw her when he was scrolling through Simstagram. It was intrigued by her artwork, and since he is extremely wealthy, he figured that he would reach out and offer to help her get set up here in the city. No ulterior motives or anything like that, right? He is a fine arts professor, and so he also has his own art set up here, albeit with a nicer view than Maeva herself has from her apartment. As you guys can see, he has 739,270 simoleons, so his parents left him quite wealthy. I'm gonna have him reach out to Maeva and ask her how she's been settling in. He's asking her if she filled out the paperwork for school and just checking on her. He's like, I hope you're really liking the apartment in the Spice District. I hope everything is set up for you properly. He's asking her if she got in contact with Robin as well, the other sim never going to meet. Maeva's like, yeah, everything's fine. I actually love this place. Thank you so much for helping me move out here, helping me get set up. And he's like, oh, no problem. He's texting Robin now to ask her, like, did you go see Maeva? How did you like her? Did you guys get on well? Because Maeva is socially awkward and she does struggle to actually open up to people, kind of. And Leandro knows. So we're going to check back in with Leandro later. Let's go meet our final character, Robin. We're here at Robin's place. She lives in Alto Apartments, also in Uptown San Myshuno. She's also extremely wealthy. As you guys can see, she has 421,644 simoleons, extremely wealthy. Most of it is also her family's money as well. Robin Ledford is a 26-year-old spoiled woman from Uptown San Myshuno. She met Leandro when she enrolled in film school at 18 years old, and he was 21, soon to be 22 years old, working as a teacher's assistant at the local art school, a program that she got into after her family made a very hefty donation. However, after completing only 2 years of her program, she decided to drop out of school and has found work as a Simda dating escort ever ever since then, which her family is not aware of. She accompanied Leandro on a trip to Tartosa as a date, quote unquote, for a film festival where they did end up sleeping together, but only one time. They've remained good friends since then and reached out to her to tell her about Maeva. Robin agreed to look out for Maeva and to help bring her out of her shell as she adjusts to life in the city. Besides, she likes to hang out in the Spice District anyway, and she says that it keeps her down to earth. In her words, not mine. Okay, so this is Robin Ledford. She is self-assured, she's cheerful, and she's outgoing, hence why she's able to kind of connect with Maeva a little bit, because yes, Maeva is socially awkward and shy, but Robin is more of a party girl and definitely more out of her shell, more extroverted, and so I think the two of them are actually going to get along really well and hopefully become good friends. She's a city native. She's been here her whole life. Her family's been here their whole lives as well, and she's always been very wealthy. She loves to party. That's kind of what led to her dropping out of our school in the first place, but you know, it is what it is. She does love film, hence why she went to Tartosa with Leandro in the first place to visit a film festival on his dime, not hers. I'm going to have her actually reach out to Leandro, and she's going to tell him, hey, I'm actually thinking about going over to Maeva's place today and taking her out. It's like, yeah, I think that would be good for her. Take her out and show her around, help her get acquainted to the city a little bit more. She's doing these favors for him because, yes, they met when he was a teacher's assistant and she was a student, but they also became really good friends after she dropped out of school, and they've stayed connected this whole time. And so because of that, she doesn't have any issues being around Leandro. Leandro and Robin don't have anything romantic between them for now. They don't have anything romantic between them, but she is willing to just help her friend. She's actually going to text Maeva, and she's going to be like, hey, I'm going to come over. We're going to go out tonight here with Maeva. And she just got a text from Robin saying, hey, get dressed. We're going to go out on the city. I'm going to have them get ready so that they can head out. It's almost 8 p.m. Okay, guys, they are here at the club. Robin suggested this cool place that's on a rooftop. It's a nightclub, and Maeva was a little bit reluctant to be out around new people, but she agreed to come out. So far, she's only talking to Robin. Girl Natalie Gerber is talking to her. Let's have her introduce herself to her. A lot of the people that are in the city right now are also university students studying at the local schools. Natalie came up to her and started speaking to her first. Let's ask about her degree. And she learned that Natalie is majoring in culinary arts at the University of Rochester. She's feeling intimidating environment, unfamiliar environment, so many unfamiliar faces. Maeva is feeling a bit overwhelmed. She's going to ask for social advice from Robin. Robin's like, you're doing fine. Let's have her get a vodka soda, a little bit of liquid courage. She's also thinking about Leandro. She's like, wow, are these, you know, the type of people he's around every day? I've her confess to feeling awkward tonight. She's already drunk off of 2 drinks, so she's feeling more confident right now. Admiration, like, thanks for bringing me out here. She is feeling dizzy. Ask him about his degree. Maeva learned that Daniel was majoring in biology at Foxbury Institute. Oh, so they're from completely different worlds, basically. Just like, I'm an artist. He's like, oh, an artist, that's cool. Leandro's messaging her like, how's the night out going with Robin? She's like, everything's fine. May is now feeling very overwhelmed. So despite her feeling like these are good people, Maeva finds it interesting sometimes to interact with Sims of high morality and will. So she does like them, and she's still feeling tipsy. She's also feeling like some Sims are full of imagination and stories, enough to get her inspired. But she's also feeling overwhelmed and socially awkward. Maeva's gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and dance for a little while, but not because she actually wants to, but because she's feeling overwhelmed by this conversation and kind of just wants to excuse herself and just zone out for a little bit. Robin's just gonna be like, did you have a good time? I'm really happy you agreed to come out with me tonight. Maeva just woke up. She just woke up, it's 5 p.m. and she's feeling hungover from last night. Well, girl, you did have quite a few drinks. And she has a sore back from her cheap bed. It says, ouch, that mattress was firm, like concrete. Her goal is to have one of her own tables down here where she can sell her artwork. But first she has to create something to sell, and then she has to save up for a table. Let's have her, she's going to have a breakfast burrito despite the fact that it's 5:30 p.m. Feeling so hungover, she's hungry, her bed is cheap. She's not having a good late start to her day. So Maeva is feeling a little bit better now that she got some food in her system. So she's actually going to come in here and paint. She's going to do a large painting, which is going to cost her $100.
Yeah,
she's in her element. You know, she doesn't have the best painting skill, but with the help of Leandro and with going to school, she hopes that she could become just as good as a lot of the artists that she admires. It's done and she's feeling really confident. It says artistic expression from completing a painting. Creative juices are flowing after finishing new painting canvas. She's actually going to put this into her inventory so when she gets a table, she can sell it. And earlier today, while she was still asleep, she actually missed a message from Leandro asking her if they can meet up to have dinner and to talk about what's going to happen when she gets into school. And so she's going to message him back. She's going to call him back actually because it's 9 p.m. and she completely forgot. He's like, what were you doing? Busy gaming? And she's like, no, I was painting. And he's like, oh, I called you earlier. Do you want to meet up for dinner? And she's like, yeah, sorry, I completely lost track of time. And he's going to be like, okay, let's meet up at the sushi place. I have some things I want to talk to you about. Okay, so her and Leandro have made it to the restaurant. They are here at Sky Sushi. He invited her out. It is 10:45 p.m. and they're just going to chat with each other and catch up. She's like, why'd you message me like that about me being late to the restaurant? And he's like, Maeva, I didn't mean anything by it. I just was wondering how come you hadn't returned my call. That's all. It's gonna be like, so what were you doing that was so important? And he's also going to ask her about Robin as well. He's gonna go ahead and order for them.
Sarp Samzo, Quing, Abba.
And this is coming out of his pocket, not hers. Let's see, he's going to order a whiskey sour. And Maeva's going to order a soft shadow avamillo. And then for their dinner, he's going to order a tuna maki roll. And Maeva's going to have a salmon maki roll. Gonna be like, so you sure what you want to order? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna get the salmon. And he's like, good choice. So we went out last night and I get there and there's lots of other college students. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty much a college town. And she's like, I know. We get there's a lot of college students, and I'm thankful Robin was there with me to really help guide me through because I was getting really nervous being around all these new people. And he's like, hold on, I just have an important email. She's like, no problem. He's like, so you were saying Robin was there with you and you guys had a good time? And she's like, yeah, but I did wind up drinking a little bit too much. And he's gonna be like, you really should moderate how much you drink. It's not a good look, maybe. Like, I know, I was just having a good time. It's like, okay, I didn't mean anything by it. And then he's gonna ask her, like, so you do like Robin, right? She's like, yeah, I like her. I like her a lot. I like Robin. She's pretty cool. She's like, you know, when you invited me out here, I thought maybe, you know, you were just looking to hook up with me. She's kind of saying it nervously. And he's like, no, not at all. That's not at all. I just, you know, I believe in you, May. He's like, I see a lot of potential in you. You know, she's kind of believing it. She's kind of not. Because she's like, why would this guy who has all this money and has everything do this out of the kindness of his heart? He's going to ask her, did you work on any paintings today while you wait to hear back from the university? And she's like, yeah, I did. I worked on one, but I'm trying to save up for 8 selling tables so that I can sell my artwork outdoors, you know, make a little bit of money. And he's like, well, you know, May, I can help you get one of those tables. And she's like, no, it's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll get one. And he's like, well, you know, the offer's still on the table. It's like, maybe I should get like a part-time job or something. And he's like, I think it'd be better if you just focus more on school. Just focus more on building your skills and becoming a better artist. It's like, I'm more than willing to help you with anything that you need. And she's like, thank you. I really do appreciate that. She's like, so when your parents passed away, they just left you all this money? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. A lot of it is money I've earned, you know, from my own artwork and from my career as a professor, but a lot of it is from them, and I just want to do good. And she's like, yeah, right. I believe it. And he just kind of chuckles to himself like, it's true. It's like, well, it's getting late. It's 3 a.m. again, and I was out super late last night too, so maybe we should get going. He's going to express admiration because he's so proud of her for even stepping out on a limb and coming out here by herself. They like discussing hobbies. They are both artists, so it makes sense. He's like, you are just a complete ray of sunshine, May, and I do really appreciate you coming out here and, you know, allowing yourself to see what you're really made of. Is she thinking about woohoo? Y'all. This is so unserious. And he's gonna be like, I know you said that you don't want any type of help. I know. But I want to help you. He's gonna give a gift. He's gonna be like, let me just offer just a little bit of help. Just a little bit, Maeva. And maybe she's thinking about Woohoo because she's like, oh, I hope he doesn't expect, you know, anything in exchange for this. And he's just like, no, that's not at all what it is. He's going to give her 500 simoleons. He's like, I know your rent's gonna be due soon. Just take it. She's like, well, I'm not going to turn down money. And so they're going to head out and he's going to drive her back home. So they made it back to Maeva's place and he just came in to make sure that she got home okay. He's like, you know, thank you for coming out to dinner with me. I had a really good time discussing school and our favorite artists and all those type of things. And he's just going to talk to her a little bit about painting and more about the university and what she could be looking forward to when she gets in. But it feels better when the recipient likes to give. Well, yeah, and he's just telling her more about the university and about his classes specifically. There's not like a big age gap between them. She is 24 and he is 30, so it's not like they have a huge, you know, a lifetime between them, but he does have more life experience due to the fact of how he grew up compared to how Maeva grew up. Maeva grew up pretty impoverished, you know. She did get a job very young. She was working at a gas station before he reached out to her and convinced her to come out here. And whereas he grew up very wealthy, you know, Leandro grew up with a lot more opportunity. So it makes sense that he just has more life experience than her, despite them being relatively close in age. And she's gonna be like, you know, I really do think you should head home now. Thank you for dinner. Thank you for the gift. I'm gonna pay it back. And he's like, don't worry about it. She's like, no, I want to pay it back. But she feels like that because she doesn't want there to be any expectations between them. So she's just going to give him a hug and he's going to head home. She's feeling drunk again from one drink. And she's going to text Robin. I'm going to tell her I had a good time tonight. You know, he was a complete gentleman. He did offer money to buy an art table for me though, so I could sell my artwork. And Robin's just going to message her back and be like, oh yeah, you know, that's just the type of guy he is, you know. He really does look out for, you know, potential that he sees in other people. And she's like, yeah, maybe you're right. It's late, I'm tired. And Robin's going to be like, okay, talk to you later. Okay, so she's just freshening up before bed and thinking about how much of a nice time she had out with Leandro. You know, she's thinking like, wow, he really is one of the kindest people I've ever met, and it's just nice to have all this support. And she's thinking about how kind Robin has been to her and thinking about her new life here in the city and how much she hopes to change and just really turn into the best version of herself. I'm gonna head to bed because it is 6 o'clock in the morning again. She's been out very late past 2 nights, and that's gonna have to change once her classes start. But for now, she's just exhausted. Okay guys, that's where I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit about Maeva, getting to know a little bit about Leandro and Robin. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.